gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back in as we get ready to rock and roll here for race number 2 here this evening. Race number 2 about to get underway. We're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose. Oh, Jet, this is going to be a good run and another good race here this evening as the Dirt Street Stocks live here from Eldora Speedway get ready to rock and roll here as heat race number 1 about to get underway in just a few more moments as we get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here as practice coming to a close. Welcome in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that comment section, hit that share, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button as we get ready to rock and roll here in this one as these drivers loaded into the sim and every single one of them looking for a win as we saw one driver pick up the win already here this evening as we just saw Patrick Lemire pick up the win in the number 86 ride, picking up that W there in the UMP modified race that just came to a close, and we get this Montana iRacing League right back out onto the racetrack here for race number 2 here on the evening as we get them stacked up and ready to rock and roll. Heat race number 1 rolling out onto the racetrack here as they get loaded in behind our official iRacing pace truck is Kara, Billy, Tabor coming in showing the love here with that heart reaction in this one. Josh Griffith coming in with that like on the stream as well. How are you, Josh? Josh coming in showing the love here as well as Luke Zampich gonna be starting here in that pole position down pit side here behind our pace truck. As Luke Zampich going to lead us down to the first green flag here of the Dirt Street Stocks here this evening. Casey Durand is outside there in the 43C machine. Our race winner from moments ago, the 86 ride of Patrick Lemire, starting here in position number 3 to his outside, the 85 ride. That is Patches Be Fast. Vernon Hill in the JR1 number 1H ride, starting there in position number 5, and Merlin Sorensen bringing up the rear of the field here in that 6th position. As 6 drivers ready to rock and roll, ready to go to battle here in our second race of the evening as the 33Z of Luke Zampich, our race leader here in this one, as Casey Durand pulling out in the front here quite a little bit, trying to stay with the pace truck as the 33 ride, our race leader, gets to set the pace here for this restart, or for this start, and he's obviously rolling, just trying to creep around the racetrack, trying to keep these drivers maybe off the gas pedal a little bit early on in this one as the rest of the field going to get lined up here and ready to rock and roll, ready to go back to battle here this evening. Is out in front, Luke Zampich. Going to see that green flag fly down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. We are going to set these drivers back loose here for our second feature, for our second series of the night here as Montana iRacing League going back-to-back here again this evening for another wild evening of Friday night action here is down at a corner number 4. Luke Zampich going to see the green flag fly for the first heat race here of these Dirt Street Stocks as Zampich out in front. Here comes Patrick Lemire looking to try to work himself right up into position number 2 as they go 3 wide back there behind him. 3 wide here is Merlin Sorensen trying to work the inside lane. The 85 ride of Patches Be Fast hard up into the outside wall as there's Vernon Hill trying to work himself into that 4th position. Now getting some contact there from the 307 as he slides up the racetrack. See Patches getting up into that outside wall here once again as they're being led by that 33Z. Luke Zampich as Zampich leads the way here in this one. Patrick Lemire right there in position number 2 in his rear view mirror as Casey Durand holding on to position number 3 as we just saw Casey pick up that 3rd place finish in the UMP Modifieds in that main feature event. He's looking to have another good run here this evening in that 43C machine. As Merlin Sorensen back there in position number 4 trying to hold off Vernon Hill. Hill getting squirrely there out of corner number 4, having to get onto the binders after slight contact there with that 307 ride. Now you see the 85 of Patches Be Fast right there in that battle, trying to poke his nose under that 307 as well as some contact. Around goes Merlin Sorensen, and the caution flag is going to fly. Vernon Hill, unfortunately, getting in there a little bit too deep, is going to get into the back bumper of this 307 ride. And as he gets into his back bumper, it's just going to jack up that rear end, knock those rear tires up off the ground a little bit, and going to spin that car around, unfortunately, for the 307, pointing in the wrong direction. And that will pull out our caution flag here, our first one of the evening for these dirt street stocks, as the 5.6 graphics JR1 Motorsports 1H ride will get the EOL to the rear of the field here, as Luke Zampich out in front. Probably did not want to see that caution flag. You probably want to see this one go clean and green the whole way through here in heat race number 1. As Darius Richard Brand coming in with that like and the share on the stream. How are you, Darius? Darius coming in showing the love here in this one. My boy Brian Wax with the like on the stream. Casey Durand coming in with that heart reaction as well. Casey out there on the racetrack right now in that 3rd position, looking to maybe try to jump up a spot or 2 here on this restart, looking for a good run, as out in front Luke Zampich just setting the pace here in that 33Z ride, trying to catch some of these drivers a little flat-footed, looking for a big run, looking for a big drive, trying to get that 33 ride up into the top spot here in this one, as he's looking to try to get the win here in heat race number 1. But he's got a lot of fast cats right back there behind him on his back bumper, looking for a way to get around him, and one of them right there to the outside now is the 86 machine, looking strong here again in these dirt street stocks. The Gear Grabbers Garage BBI number 86 machine right there in position number 2, looking to jump back out in front here and do exactly what he did in the UMP Modifieds. Took him a couple laps to jump up into the lead in heat race number 1 of the UMP Mods, but once he did, he never looked back and led every single lap since that point. But Luke Zampich looking to try to hold him off here, as here comes Casey Durand down low. Casey Durand looking for the lead here out at corner number 2, is outside momentum going to pay off there for Luke Zampich and Patrick Lemire, as they're going to continue to try to work themselves around the outside of this 43C of Casey Durand. Is Durand going to stay true down to the bottom lane here, as the 33 at Luke Zampich staying out in front, continue to click these laps up here in a quick hurry, as we're halfway in and halfway to go here in heat race and number 1. Patrick Lemire, though, he's not done. You see, he takes a look down low here to the inside of our race leader, is door to door down across the line. Luke Zampich just barely staying out in front, now getting up into the outside wall, gonna lose a little bit of momentum. He gets a great run there off of corner number 2 for that 33Z, as he looks to keep the lead here. Patrick Lemire trying to run the middle side now, as you see Casey Durand still right down low, working the inside lane. Then Merlin Sorensen up into position number 4 and looking for more. Vernon Hill right there in position number 5, again on the back bumper of that 307 ride, and Patches Be Fast right there in that 6th position. As a slide job here into the 86, Lemire goes for the big slider down through 3 and 4. A great crossover by the 33 of Luke Zampich, as Zampich going to jump back out in front here, but Lemire trying to size him up, trying to line him up for another big slider here in 3 and 4. He's going to throw it, as here comes another slide job out of the 86 ride, door to door down across the line. The 86 of Patrick Lemire going to jump up and take that race lead away across the line there, as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time down the back straightaway here for heat race number 1. The 86 ride going for a big slider here again through quarter 3 and 4. Luke Zampich looking for a big run off of corner number 4. He can't get there, as Patrick Lemire is going to jump up and pick up heat race win number 1 here in the dirt street stocks. Zampich, Durand, Sorensen, Hill, and Patches Be Fast bringing up the rear of the field there in heat race number 1. Tony Whipperman, my boy Whippersnapper, coming in showing the love, says, what's going on, my guy? What's good, Tony? What's good, my boy? How are you? How you doing this evening? Good to see you as always. Tony coming in showing the love here in this one, as Aspen Russell coming in with that heart reaction. Landon Imhoff coming in with that heart reaction as well, coming in showing the big love here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to send them back loose here. Heat race and number 2 rolling out onto the racetrack. And what do we got now here on this Cody Blix machinist? He's always got some pretty crazy paint schemes on this ride. We'll take a quick look at what he's got on this thing now this week. See what he's got on here this week here. Let me take a quick look here. Harder Daddy with a Hit Me bullseye and a couple other bullseyes on the car. He was painting bullseyes on himself. I mean, it's not unrealistic there for the poor car there. That's for certain. As we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Green flag racing here. Heat race number 2 going to get underway as Zane Lemire out in front. Lemire Gonna get us going here in heat race number 2 with Cody Blix there to his outside. Then you see the 37 ride of Joey Price there in third, and Warren Samoy in the 3D Racing number 77 ride there in position number 4. PJ Popham and Dalton Stevenson back there in the 5th and 6th position, as we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing. Nice and easy out of corner number 4. We are back to battle here from Eldora Speedway as Zane Lemire sees that green flag fly. Here comes the 28 ride of Cody Blix and the 37 of Joey Price as they go 3, almost 4 wide. They're off corner number 2. Zane Lemire able to stay out in front as the slide jump out of the 28 of Cody Blix. Blix with the slider as they go door to door, almost 3 wide, down across the line. The 185 ride still out in front, but here comes PJ Popham right down low. He's going to get a little contact there, but it's PJ Popham leading us down the back straightaway into corner number 3. Nice and easy there at corner number 4 is PJ Popham going to jump up and take this lead away as Cody Blix sliding backwards. Here is the bullseye painted number 28 ride there, sliding backwards here, trying to work himself back up towards the front of the field as you see Dalton Stevenson down low, going to get a little contact, a little piece of that 37 of Joey Price. That's going to get Price bent out of shape. Now the 28 up the racetrack over the nose there of Warren Samoy. Samoy doing a great job getting onto the binders to avoid big contact there with the 28 ride and really getting a big wreck going back there at the rear of the field as they're 3 wide back here battling for the 4th position on the racetrack is PJ Popham out in front, loving to see all that beating and banging and battling back there behind him as he's looking to run away with heat race number 2. Zane Lemire hard up into the outside wall right there, but he's trying to track down our race leader as Dalton Stevenson there in position number 3 is Dalton there in that 3rd spot, trying to work himself slowly but surely and nice and cleanly towards the front of the field. Warren Samoy there in 4th with Cody Blix and Joey Price battling door to door here for that 5th position as Blake's trying to cross underneath the number 37 ride. Unfortunately, does not get a great run down the back straightaway. And the 37 of Joey Price is going to jump up into that 5th position and shuffle that bullseye ride back to the rear of the field here in heat race number 2. As out in front, it is the 2 ride of PJ Popham as PJ leads the way. The 185 of Zane Lemire there in position number 2, beating that wall down. I don't know how he hasn't damaged that car or caused some issues here for that 185 ride, but luckily enough he's able to keep it pointed the right direction as he goes for the slide jump down through 1 and 2. A little crossover there for that 2 ride of PJ Popham. Popham will have to pay him back here in 3 and 4. Gets a good run down on the bottom side of the racetrack and able to just keep that 2 ride out in front. Gets a couple car lengths advantage down into corner number 1 here as you see that number 185 trying to get hooked up here on the high side of the racetrack. Getting another big run down the back straightaway. Getting right to the back bumper here of that 2 ride of PJ Popham as Popham trying to hold down that top spot here, trying to keep that 185 at bay, but he's got 1 more lap left to go to get it done here in this one as the 185 hard up into the outside wall again here, but another good run down to the inside of the 2 ride. He's looking to make the move down through corner number 3 and 4. They're going to drag race back to the start finish line as down across the line PJ Popham by inches picking up the win there in heat race number 2. Lemire there in second with Dalton Stevenson, Warren Samoy, Joey Price, and Cody Blix rounding out the field there in heat race number 2 as we'll get ready here for heat race number 3. Is heat race number 3 going to get loaded into the sim? And each and every one of these drivers looking for a win here. Is starting on the pole, it is the 50B machine of Caden back is back going to start here in that pole position as Caden out in front to his outside in the 57 ride. That is Maurice Meyer starting in position number 3 in the Pacer Signs in Designs. WB Creative Designs, Bite Motorsports. Number 32, that is Pacer Popham to his outside, and his Bite Motorsports teammate, it is the 54 machine of Joseph Brooks. They're in position number 4, and we're supposed to have Chris Hill bringing up the rear of the field in the 5H. It's my boy Casey Durant coming back in again with another 100-star dono as well there during that heat race, and Carol Brooks coming in with the 50-star dono as well. Carol, Casey, I appreciate you guys coming in, showing the big love here in this one. As my boy Tony Whipperman says, I chillin', just recovering from surgery. Tony, boy, what in the world did you have done, brother? Hopefully you're A-okay. Hopefully you're good, my dude. Hopefully you're good. Hopefully, surgery, everything went well. Hopefully whatever it wasn't anything too serious, brother. As never want to hear that. Never want to hear that. As Cody Horton with the laughing face, with the laughing there, as got a good look there at Cody Blix's ride. As Billy says, Blix, did our buddy give you his pavement set up for that street stock? Oh gosh, he might have had that pavement set up in there for that one. I'm not sure. It kind of looked like he had a parachute coming out the back end there of that 28 run, sliding backwards. I'm just kidding. A good run, tough racing out there on the racetrack. Is I wish I had the Panko setup. Everyone races like it's SVS here. I don't know what SVS is, but yes, they do. Good luck, Joseph, says Carol Brooks. Carol, again, I appreciate you coming in with the 50-star dono. Appreciate you, Casey Duran, coming back in with another 100-star dono here in this one, as well as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here. No Chris Hill to start this heat races. Caden Back, Maurice Meyer, Pacer Popham, and Joseph Brooks rounding out our top 4 here in this one as heat race number 3. Going to get underway here in this one as once again, top 2 drivers. We'll jump out onto the racetrack to start our warm-up session here after this race, and the top 2 cars will contend for our Casey's Cash for Dash, or Dash for Cash, here this evening. As quickly the 32 ride out in front as the 50B struggling a little bit, get some contact there with that 57 of Maurice Myers out in front. Joseph Brooks looking to try to jump up and take that race lead away. It's Caden Back still struggling there in that 50B, almost going around there out at quarter number 2 as Pacer Popham looking to try to hold down this top spot here in heat race number 3 on the evening. What up? Love this stash, brother. Absolutely. You know it. You know it, Ethan. You know it, my boy. You got to get the stash. We had to have the stash. Little hashtag do it for Dale up in the chat. It's starting to fade away, though. The rest of the beard's starting to come in. Yo, Dylan. My boy, Mr. Stevenson, says, what up? What up, Dylan? What's up, my boy? Coming in, showing the love. Oh, we need to get you set up on iRacing. We definitely need to get Billy out there on iRacing. That is for certain. Cody Blake says 28 car is a junk. It's probably junk because you don't have my face on the side of it, Cody. That's probably why. As Pacer Popham continue to lead the way here in this one. Maurice Meyer right there in second. Joseph Brooks there in position number 3. And Caden Back bringing up the rear of the field there in position number 4. Chris Hill out there on the racetrack in his Cocky Floyd Consulting Dirty South Speed Shop Speed Ranch number 5 H ride. Fortunately, he is a lap or 2 down here in a tough break to start the evening here for the 5 H ride as he's looking to battle back strong as out in front Pacer Popham continuing to lead the way here. Pacer out in front by Maurice Meyer right to his inside. They make some contact. They almost go around here as a little slider up the racetrack for Maurice Meyer. The 32 trying to cut back down underneath him. Here comes Joseph Brooks trying to poke his nose back into that battle here at the front of the field. As that 54 rival up to try to park himself here inside the top 2 as the top 2 finishers will go to the Casey's Dash for Cash as Pacer Popham continue to lead the way, but Maurice Myers battling hard here down on the inside as they go door to door down into quarter number 3. They make some more contact. They slide up in front of the 54 Joseph Brooks. Brooks having to get onto the binders there and quickly shooting down the racetrack as the 57 of Maurice Meyer going to jump up and take this race lead away, but the Bike Motorsports rides right there behind him, but they're going to make some contact as Pacer Popham trying to keep that car pointing in the right direction here, getting bounced around the last few laps as out in front Maurice Meyer going to consume the lead. Now the 54 rider Joseph Brooks up into position number 2, going to put Pacer Popham back there in that 3rd position. Caden back there in 4th, and Chris Hill rounding out our top 5 in that 5 ride as the white flag has been displayed one more time around here for this number 57 ride. Is down at a corner number 4. He's going to see the checkered flag fly in the 57, and Maurice Meyer going to pick up the win here in heat race number 3. Pacer Popham up into second with Joseph Brooks there in 3rd. Caden Back and Chris Hill rounding out the field as we're going to get ready now for our Casey's Dash for Cash here this evening. Their Casey's Dash for Cash about to get underway. These drivers going to get loaded into the sim. Top 2 here from each of our heat races are going to duke it out here. I do believe again for another $20 here on the evening. Not racing the rest of the week. Oh no, Dylan, my boy. That's not good. That's not good. Can you say my last name right this time? Casey Bowers? Bowers? Or Ethan Bowers, sorry. I don't know why I said Casey. I'm thinking of Casey Durand as Casey's Dash for Cash here, as Ethan Bowers coming in showing the love here, as we can try. Names are tough. They're always, you know, right or wrong. You know, it is what it is. Thinking about retiring and running Sport Compact. Listen, sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do out there, Cody. That's for certain. That is for certain. Got a city bowling tournament tomorrow and got my race car to wrap. Let's go, brother. Let's go. So you're busy for Dylan Stevenson. A little bit of bowling tournament tomorrow. That's gonna be fun. That'll be tough, that's for certain. Good luck, though. Good luck, hopefully. I love how you say my last name, though. Laugh out loud. Hey, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. As we'll get them ready here for our Casey's Dash for Cash is out there on the racetrack. We are going to get these drivers rocking and rolling. PJ Popham out in front here is Popham leading this Casey's Dash for Cash. A 6-lap shootout here for a $20 payday as PJ Popham leads the way. Patrick Lemire right there in position number 2 with the number 57 ride of Maurice Meyer there in 3rd, and then you see Zane Lemire right there in position number 4. Pacer Popham and the number 33 of Luke Zampich duking it out here at the back of this pack is out in front. PJ Popham continuing to lead the way here in this Casey's Dash for Cash as he's looking for the payday here this evening with that 86 ride. Looking for another payday here tonight and looking for another checkered flag as he gets up into the outside wall. Unfortunately, the Gear Grabbers Garage number 86 ride getting a little bit of grabber right there into the outside fence there, and the tough break there for that 86 machine. As Patrick Lemire there in position number 2. Maurice Meyer taking a look down to his inside as Meyer looking to jump up into that 2nd position as out in front it's all PJ Popham. PJ continuing to lead the way here in this one as PJ Popham out in front looking to try to run away with this one. Looking for that payday, trying to pick up the Casey's Dash for Cash here this evening as also a huge shout out again to Luke Zampich, our 4th place driver right now, also throwing in a $10 bonus into the Casey's Dash for Cash here this weekend as around goes the number 57 Maurice Meyer going for a loop-de-loop as out in front PJ Popham continue to lead the way. I do believe this is our final lap around the racetrack here as PJ looking for the checker flag here in the Casey's Dash for Cash. The 86 ride of Patrick Lemire looking to try to jump up and take that top spot away from him, but can't get it done. They're out of corner number 4 as I believe the 2 ride picked it up the checkered flag here in this Casey's Dash for Cash. Down the back straightaway, they're still going to keep on running. They're going to still keep on racing. So I don't know if that was the last lap or not, but we're going to keep it rolling here as PJ Popham still out in front of that 86 ride here as he continues to lead the way. 86 of Patrick Lemire still working down to his inside as see Zane Lemire hard up into the outside wall. Luke Zampich back there in the 3rd position here in the Casey's Dash for Cash. As there we go. The checker flag is going to go to that 2 ride of PJ Popham as PJ picking up the win in that $20 payday here, brought to you by Casey Durand with the Casey's Dash for Cash and an extra $10 bonus there from Luke Zampich coming in, making that double payday here this evening for the Casey's Dash for Cash. So huge shout out to Casey Durant, huge shout out to Luke Zampich coming on and showing some love and showing some extra, putting some extra money on the line here this evening for these drivers as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here our A-Main feature event in just a few more moments. I'll have to send you a pic of what we call got done. Okay. Shoot the picture. We'll take a look at it. I love how he screams my my first name. Hey, you know what we got to do? It's all about being unique, and we we try to make it personal for everyone that comes in and watches all these races and everything else, you know. And it's not just a stream, it's not just a broadcast, you know. It's a community here. It's a community here on Peacemaker Gaming, and that's what makes everything so good and so beautiful, and everything works so well here with everyone always coming in showing the love. It's a community, it's a family, and we just, you know, we like to keep it personal here. It's not just a monotone, you know, broadcast where guys are just, oh, here comes the 185 ride. He's going to make a run up on the high side, and there's no fun. There's no nothing out of those guys. You know, there's no nothing out of those guys. We've all seen them. You got to be unique. You got to be, you know, something that sets the bar, something that, you know, drives the industry to bigger and better things. And that's what we try to do here on a nightly basis, and, you know, being community-based and, you know, chit-chat with the chat and everything else, and continue to try to grow and continue to try to, you know, not only help myself, but help every league, and everything else is what it's all about. It's what it's all about. As Casey comes in, says, good job, number 2, PJ Popham. And thanks, Luke Zampich, for matching the dollars here in this one. Yes, dollars going to PJ Popham there in the Casey's Dash for Cash race number 2 here this evening. As Billy DeVore says, glad to see Cody Blix out there. He needs some practice. He needs some practice. He needs some milk. He needs some milk. All these drivers getting some practice in right now as our warm-up session slowly but surely coming to a close here, as we'll get ready to jump into our main feature event here in just a few more moments, as we'll set these drivers loose for our second feature event here of the evening. As we'll take a quick break, we'll be right back here in just a few more moments. We'll go back to Green Flag Racing as my boy Cody Horton. Cody coming in, showing the love here with the 500 star bombing here in this one, coming in with the big 500 stars. I appreciate you, my boy, coming in, setting it off here in this one, as Karina Shader coming in with that like on the stream, as well as my boy Frank Michael Deacon coming in, showing the love with the like on the broadcast. But man, oh man, oh man, my boy Cody Horton coming in with a big love here in this one with the 500 stars. Let's get a hashtag Horton up in the chat here, as boy Cody Horton coming in, showing the big love, the big D energy coming out of Cody Horton here tonight in this one. As we'll be right back here, chat. We're gonna get ready for this main feature event in just a few more moments. and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. As our main feature event about to get underway, these drivers getting loaded into the sim and looking for the win here this evening. As out in front, starting in that pole position, down pit sign behind the official iRacing pace truck, it is the 86 ride, the gear grabbers, number 86 machine of Patrick Lemire. Gonna start in that pole position to his outside in the Red Line Design Company, Flawless Auto Body Pacer Signs and Designs, number 2 ride, that is PJ Popham. Starting in position number 3 in the 57, that is Maurice Meyer at his outside. In the 33Z machine, that is Luke Zampage. Starting in position number 5 in the 185, it is Zane Lemire at his outside. In the Pacer Signs and Designs, WB Crave Designs, Bike Motorsports number 32, that is Pacer Popham. Starting in position number 7 in the 43C machine, that is Casey Durand into his outside. In the 79 ride, that is Dalton Stevenson. Starting in position number 9 on the inside of row number 5, it's the Bike Motorsports machine of Joseph Brooks into his outside. Rounding out our top 10 here in this one is the 307 of Merlin Sorensen. Starting in position number 11 in the 3D Racing Westside Signs and Designs House of Speed number 77 ride, that is Warren Samoy. To his outside, the 50B, that is Caden Back. Starting in position number 13 in the number 1 H ride is the 5.6 graphics machine of Vernon Hill. To his outside, the 85 is Patches Be Fast, Chris Hill, Cody Blixt, and Joey Price rounding out the field. Unfortunately, Price not out there on the racetrack for the start of this feature event as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. As quickly, Green Flag Racing here in this one, Patrick Lemire gonna lead us down the back straightaway. Lemire, nice and easy, down low into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's gonna lead lap number 1 here in this one as here comes that 2 ride, PJ Popham. Looking to try to get hooked up here on the high side, looking for all that high side momentum as this racetrack really worked in. You can see that high lane really starting to fade away there, and these drivers starting to run out of room up there in that high side groove as that bottom lane holding strong as Patrick Lemire gonna stay out in front. Maurice Meyer working the inside there in position number 3. The 185 of Zane Lemire down low as well as the outside lane. Not really looking like the best place to be. It's pretty even here around the racetrack, and you see that 2 ride of PJ Popham going to start running some different lanes, trying to find some different runs here, trying to work himself up towards the front of the field. Here comes a big run right there out at corner number 4 for Luke Zampage. Zampage looking to jump up into position number 4 on the racetrack, but we are going to see the caution flag fly as looks like Pacer Popham having some issues here in the 32 machine, as that's going to bring out our first caution flag of the evening as Pacer Popham just outside the top 5 here. Going to get some contact, it looks like, from the 79 of Dalton Stevenson. Oh man, a big wreck. Here is the 85 going to get collected in that one. The 50, the 77, a bunch of tore up race cars here as fortunately, everyone getting some pretty heavy damage. The 32 ride looks like he may have the least amount of damage. So we'll take another look at it and see if there was a lot of contact here or not between the 79 rider. I think so, right there. Just some contact. 79 just gets in there, gets into that left rear quarter panel of the 32 ride. Going to spin him around. Then Stevenson trying to stay off him, gets back into him, bounces up the racetrack right into the side of Warren Samoy, which puts Samoy sideways and up the racetrack here himself. You see Chris Hill getting a good piece of the outside fence. And then here comes the 85 ride, the 50 ride, both in there hard as Patches Be Fast hard into the side of the 32 of Pacer Popham. The 50B hard into the back end of the number 79 there, and unfortunately a bunch of tore up race cars. We'll jump right on board here with Caden Back as this 50 ride just nowhere to go up here on the high side of the racetrack, trying to avoid this caution flag, and unfortunately getting a big piece of it here as he heads down the back straightaway into corner number 3, and then all of a sudden it's happening right here in front of him, and not a whole lot of time to get onto the binders or to avoid those drivers out there, and unfortunately a bunch of carnage and a bunch of damage for those drivers as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing as Carol Brooks. Carol coming in, setting it off here again with a 200 star dono. Carol I appreciate you coming in with the 200-star dono here again in this one, coming in, setting it off once again here this evening with the 200-star dono. Let's get a hashtag Brooks up in the chat here right now for Carol Brooks coming in, showing the big love here in this one. We are back to green flag racing down low on the bottom side of the racetrack. That is Patrick Lemire continuing to lead the way as contact back there behind him, the do-ride. PJ Popham getting tied together there with the 57, Maurice Myers. They continue to duke it out door to door here for position number 2 on the racetrack. It's Patrick Lemire doing exactly what he did in the UMP modified race, and that is lead this way and lead these drivers around the racetrack as he's trying to be the reflection of perfection here again in the back-to-back races on the evening. Led every single lap in the UMP modified race, and so far has led every single lap here in these dirt street stocks. Is that 86 machine hooked up down the bottom side of the racetrack. Reese Meyer, PJ Popham right there in second and third with Luke Zampich now up into position number 4. You see Vernon Hill making a good comeback here as Hill up inside the top 5 now as he works to the outside of the 185 of St. Lemire there for position number 5 on the racetrack. Joseph Brooks right there in 7th, taking a look down low here underneath that 185 ride of St. Lemire for that 6th position on the racetrack is Casey Durand back there in the 8th spot. And you see Cody Blix working himself up through the field here as Blix finding a new gear in that 28 ride. Now finds himself up inside the top 10, up 8 positions on the racetrack as he's got Dalton Stevenson, Warren Samoy right there behind him, Merlin Sorensen back there in the 12th position, Caden back. Patches Be Fast, Joey Price, Chris Hill, and Pacer Popham all right there duking it out here at the rear of the field. My boy Cody Horton coming in with that like on the stream as we almost saw another caution flag right there. The 32 ride almost going for a loop-de-loop right there as Carol says, you're welcome. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Carol, coming in, showing the big love here. Calvin Hearing coming in, showing the love. Aaron coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream here in this one. Tyler Robinson, Cody Horton coming in, showing the love with the reactions here in this one. As out in front, we get a new race leader as PJ Popham with a big run, being able to jump up and take this race lead away. So the Rusty Popham Realty number 2 ride going to jump out in front as we do see another caution flag fly here. Our second caution flag of the evening going to come out as it looks like St. Lemire in the 185 ride having some issues here. He has Joseph Brooks right there on his back bumper as 185 ride up into the outside fence. Brooks right there on his back bumper as he send it into corner number 4. I don't think there's much contact there, but you see Cody Blix in the 79 ride of Dalton Stevenson get hard in there, and right on top of him goes that 185 ride as he goes for a wild ride right there. I don't think there was much contact here between him and Brooks going into the corner. This will be an interesting one to see if we can get a look at it, or if we can get an angle at this one to see if there was contact or not. We can get that good angle right here. Brooks going down to the inside of him here, and he gets up into the outside wall there. There is a little contact, shoving him in there a little harder into the corner after already bouncing it off the wall there. I think just the balance of that 185 right kind of all out of whack as he just loses the rear end and goes around there through corner number 3, and unfortunately here comes the 79 in there. Here comes the 28 of Cody Blix going right underneath of that number 185, and definitely a scary look right there for that 28 machinist. We'll jump right on board here with the 28 ride and see what he sees as Cody Blix getting a good look here, checking the belly pan of that 185 machinist. He's trying to roll the outside groove here, trying to work to the back bumper of the 79 ride. Then all of a sudden, there's a car parked right here in front of him, nowhere for them to go, and fortunately, he gets a great look underneath of that 185 ride, and a ton of damage there for Cody Blix. As we are back to green flag racing here, a good restart for PJ Popham as Popham onto the lap pedal, looking to try to run away with this one now. Is Popham the first driver here this evening able to jump up and take the race lead away from Patrick Lemire, as Lemire back there in position number 2, trying to look to fight back and get that top spot back away from this 2 machine, as Luke Zampich right there in 3rd, and you see Vernon Hill there in position number 4. Maurice Meyer back into 5th here as Warren Samoy working himself up through the field here into that 6th position. Chris Hill right there in position number 7 as Merlin Sorensen in the 8th position. Then it's a dogfight back here as you see Joey Price working himself now up inside the top 10 after missing the start of this feature event. Patches Be Fast, Pacer Bob Bam door to door there for the 10th position. Casey Durant back there for 11th on the racetrack here as he works himself backwards just ever so slightly. Cody Blake's going to work down to the inside of that 43 and see some pretty good damage still on that 43 C machine as the 85 of Patches Be Fast hard up into the outside wall there again. Some pretty heavy damage there for that 85 ride as he's sliding backwards here now outside the top 10 for that 85 machine as Joseph Brooks trying to work himself back up through the field there after getting the EOL for the contact there between himself and that 185 ride as Zane Lemire bringing up the rear of the field in that 185 machine. As out in front, BJ Popham still holding down the fort, but here comes the 86 ride. Patrick Lemire with the big run there back across the line, going to take that lead back away from PJ Popham. Popham though trying to battle back strong here. Unfortunately gets up into the outside wall there ever so slightly as here comes Luke Zampich right down to the inside here. Zampich trying to work himself up inside the top 2 here, already in that 3rd position in the 33Z, having himself a great run here this evening as him and the 1H of Vernon Hill going to get up into the outside wall there. They're both going to pancake that wall and lose a little bit of ground there on that 2 ride of PJ Popham. It's Popham sitting there in second as Patrick Lemire. Didn't take long for this 86 machine to jump back out in front. He's just running that outside lane to absolute perfection here, keeping himself as much as he can out of the outside wall there. Bounces off the wall there down the back straightaway, but able to keep her pointing in the right direction. Doesn't lose too much momentum and able to keep that few car length lead between himself and PJ Popham and trying to stretch that lead out more and more and more is now Luke Zampich right on the back bumper of that 2 machine of PJ Popham trying to battle for position number 2 as down through the field here you see Vernon Hill right there as well inside that battle as here comes the 77 of Warren Samoy trying to work himself up inside the top 5 as he keeps looking to the inside of this 57 rider Maurice Meyer as Meyer trying to stay inside the top 5 here. Merlin Sorensen right there in 7th. Chris Hill and Joey Price right there in 8th and 9th trying to work themselves around this 307 machine. And then Cody Blix rounding out our top 10 as Blix has the 28 ride back up inside the top 10 here, looking to keep on working himself towards the front of the field as Pacer Popham, Patches Be Fast, Dalton Stevenson, Joseph Brooks, and Caden back rounding out our top 15 here as unfortunately Dalton Stevenson hard up into the outside wall right there. No caution flag. He's going to keep that 79 ride pointed in the right direction. He's going to keep on rolling here. Fortunately, some pretty good right front damage on that 79 machine after getting hard up into the outside wall. Zane Lemire up into the 16th position as Casey Durand, unfortunately, now down a lap. Looks like he's looking at that 43C ride down pit side to get some repairs done to it. Unfortunately, that's going to put him a lap or 2 behind here. A tough break there for Casey Durand. As out in front, Patrick Lemire continuing to lead the way here. Lemire out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one. As the gear grabbers, 86 ride, going to click another lap off here with 16 more laps left to go. 86 looking to go back to back here on the evening, looking for his second checkered flag as Luke Zampich up into position number 2, finally making the move around that 2 ride of PJ Popham as PJ Popham back to 3rd as we are going to see the caution flag come back out here for the 3rd time here in this race. Late in this one as the 32 ride of Pacer Popham having some issues here as the Pacer Signs and Designs 32 ride trying to battle here. Merlin Sorensen tries to cut down the racetrack and oh man, unfortunately I think Pacer saw that coming and tries to get onto the binders there, unfortunately, as he stabs the binders to avoid running into the 307 and spinning the 307 right around. Unfortunately, he slides right through the slick stuff and loses the rear end himself and spins himself around right there trying to stay off of that 307 machine. Then we also saw the 85 of Patches Be Fast in the 54. Joseph Brooks having some issues there as well as the Hot Carl's number 85 ride goes for a quick little loop-de-loop and we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing is out in front. It is still that 86 ride. of Patrick Lemire's. Lemire continuing to lead the way here in this one. Luke Zampich there in second, looking for a big restart here, looking to try to jump up and take this lead away from that 86 machine. PJ Popham, Vernon Hill, and Maurice Meyer rounding out our top five as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one, as I do believe the lights turned off the official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to jump right on board here with Vernon Hill here on this restart in the JR1 machine. We're going to go through the gears here with this number 1H as we're going to take a quick side-by-side here, and we're going to get ready to go to battle here once again this evening. Making the shifts here up into high gear, sends it into the corner up on the high side. Trying to find a big run here for Vernon Hill as he's got this car wound out now, looking at top speed here down into corner number 3 and out at corner number 4, trying to stay glued right there to the 33 ride, but the 2 ride going to slide up in front of him. Has to get onto the binders there to avoid contact, but he's going to jump down low, looking for a big run here, looking to try to jump up into that 3rd position, and it looks like he's going to get it done here, but there is the 2 ride making a little contact with him as these drivers continue to battle all around the racetrack here as 1H going to war here, trying to figure out a way to get up and around this number 2 machine, but the caution flag is going to come out. So the caution flag coming out for the 4th time here, so it looks like Joey Price fortunately getting into it here as he rolls the outside. 185 of St. Lemire just all over his back bumper there, and unfortunately just stays on the throttle and spins that number 37 right around, and unfortunately nowhere to go for Dalton Stevenson as he gets a piece of that one, as well as, again, this 185 right just gets a big run here off the outside wall down the back straightaway as 37 trying to catch it here and getting shoved down the back straightaway from the 185. He's going to just keep pushing him here, and unfortunately just gets that rear end kicked out and then can't get onto the binders quick enough and pushes him again down through corner number 3, and around goes that 37 ride of Joey Price, and then nowhere to go here for Dalton Stevenson. Is Dalton going to slide right into this one here, and nowhere for him to go as he's going to slam right into the side of that number 37 ride of the 307 right into him there as well. Head on into that 79 ride as the 50B hard up into the wall as well. And here comes the 85, going to work himself into that picture as he's trying to stay off the 307. Gets a little piece of him there and goes around himself as 4 or 5 cars tied up there in corner number 3 as we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to battle here in this one as Patrick Lemire out in front. Patrick continuing to lead the way, continue to show these drivers how to get it done here this evening. He's been almost a reflection of perfection all evening long as this 86 ride has been very, very fast and almost unbeatable here this evening. All right, as the pace truck makes the hard left-hand turn, we're back to green flag racing here in this one as that number 86 back onto the lap pedal here with 13 more laps left to go here tonight. 13 laps of racing action until we finish off our Friday evening festivities as out in front, the 33 ride of Luke Zampich taking a big run down low, trying to find a lane, trying to find a run to jump up and get around that 86 machine. Up and biting down low though for him as he's glued to the outside wall there. Unfortunately doesn't get the run he needed to off of corner and number 2 as the 86 gets up into the outside wall. Yeah, this outside is very, very thin up there. These drivers are having a tough time and having a hard break out there on the racetrack as we are going to see the caution flag come back out as it looks like Pacer Popham having some issues here again. Slow on the racetrack right here. Not sure what's going on with the 32 ride. It seems just slow on the track. Not sure if that motor has finally expired on that thing or whatnot, but he's trying to get it down pit side. Unfortunately, he is going to get that caution flag out as he sends it down low there, sideways a little bit on the racetrack, but right in front of our race leaders, and that's what's going to bring out the caution flag. And a tough break for the 32 ride as he limps his car back down pit side here and trying to get that thing repaired and trying to get back out onto the racetrack. Unfortunately, looks like that may be the end of this one for the 32 ride. So we'll get ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go back to battle here in this one. Do video games qualify? They do qualify. They do qualify. Alrighty, as 12 more laps left to go here in this one. Patrick Lemire looking to pick up back-to-back checkered flags here on the evening, looking to get another one here tonight, as already picked up the win in the UMP Modified first race of the weekend here for the Montana iRacing League. He was able to get that first win of the evening, and here he is looking to pick up the second race here tonight as well, looking for the clean sweep on the Friday festivities here this evening, as Luke Zampich right there in position number 2, trying to knock him off that top spot. BJ Popham, Vernon Hill also looking for some good runs here, as Vernon up 9 spots on the racetrack here, having himself a great run in the JR1 1H machine there. In position number 4 is Maurice Meyer, Warren Samoy, Chris Hill, Cody Blix, Joseph Brooks, and Caden Back rounding out our top 10 as we are back to green flag racing. The 86 ride with a good restart. He's down into corner number 3 with a few car length lead here now between himself and Luke Zampich. Zampich gonna go around here as a big one down at a corner number 4 as a bunch of our leaders getting tied together. Upside down goes Caden Back. Oh no. A big one right here, and I do believe that is caution flag number 6. So if you bet for the over, you are a winner. If you bet on the under, you are unfortunately not a winner. As we will take a look at it here as the 33 ride just looks like he gets hard up into the outside wall right here, and as he does, rear end kind of kicks out and around on the 2 ride with a good run. Unfortunately, just gets right into that left rear quarter panel, and that spins the 33 ride sideways, parked right on his nose there. He's trying to stay off him, trying to get onto the binders, and as he's checking up, trying to get onto the binders, Maurice Meyer, Vernon Hill, Chris Hill all tied up in that one. Some heavy damage on all their rides. And here comes Caden Back into the side of the 33 and the 79 ride. Dalton Stevenson, another one that he's trying to avoid, unfortunately gets into that 50B ride. And then we see Caden Back go upside down there with a little bit more contact between him and that 79 ride. And he's going to end up on his lid as bit of a big wreck here in a parking lot out of corner number 4. And it all starts here with our third and second place drivers as Luke Zampich and PJ Popham get tied together here and cause the big one here as see Cody Blix and Warren Samoy able to squeeze right on by there. They may be the biggest benefactors after that one, as we will take a look here at our front of the field as Patrick Lemire out in front, PJ Popham there in second, Vernon Hill there in third, always some pretty good damage. Same with Maurice Meyer there in position number 4 as Warren Samoy there in the 5th position, Chris Hill, Cody Blix, Joseph Brooks, Casey Durand, and Dalton Stevenson rounding out our top 10 as we are back to green flag racing. We saw Casey Durand not too long ago, a lap down here, had to take his car down pit side, but he's trying to bounce back as we do see the 28 ride of Cody Blix going around there, and a few drivers getting tied up, and the caution flag going to come right back out here on this restart. So another caution flag here is going to add on to our total for the evening here, as fortunately for Cody Blix, having himself a good run up inside the top 10 here, and fortunately he's trying to get to the outside here of Chris Hill as they send it into corner number 1. He gets up into the outside wall, just kind of gets tied in there. Then the 54 ride going to get a piece of him there, going to help spin him around as he goes around the 79 ride of Dalton Stevenson, who's had a rough evening here in this one. And then you see right there Luke Zampich getting a good piece of the 28 ride as well. As man, I don't think anyone's had tougher luck here on the night than this 79 ride of Dalton Stevenson. He's been all around it here all evening long. I think almost every single wreck we've had, he's somehow or another found himself a way to get into it, just getting clipped or nowhere to go and driving side into somebody. And unfortunately here, going to get another one. Just rolling the outside lane, then all of a sudden there goes the 28 right around in front of him, gets clipped, goes for a loop-de-loop, and couple of good hits there for him, and unfortunately some more damage to that 79 ride as we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Patrick Lemire out in front, PJ Popham there in second, Vernon Hill in third with Maurice Meyer, Warren Samoy rounding out our top 5. Chris Hill back there in 6th with Joseph Brooks in 7th, Casey Durand in 8th, Merlin Sorensen there in 9th, and Joey Price rounding out our top 10. We will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one as Patrick Lemire looking for a big run, looking for a big race here Going to go back-to-back here on the weekend, looking for another win, looking for another checkered flag after hard-fought racing to get back to the lead here. He had the lead to start this race, lost it, was able to bounce back and take that race lead back away, and from that point on, he has not looked back, and he continues to lead the way here in this one. It's Patrick Lemire out in front. Seeing the laps continue to click down here, getting closer and closer to the checkered flag, looking for a good green flag run right here, trying to stretch out his lead, trying to pick up the checkered flag with 8 more laps left to go. So 8 more laps here for that 86 ride as the high side lane really thinned out now. These drivers having a tough time trying to keep their cars out of the outside wall, and that's where we see a lot of issues where drivers will get in there a little bit too deep. They'll get a big piece of the outside wall, and they'll get a ton of damage on their cars, and sometimes they just kind of grab you. That outside wall will drag these cars into it, and that's where you see these drivers lose a ton of momentum in a quick hurry, and that's where big cautions are created, where drivers will get ran over up there on the high side as their cars just will not peel off the outside wall, as these two looking to size up and have a battle here to finish off this race. Is right there in position number 3, Maurice Meyer. Jumping up into that 3rd spot here is Vernon Hill. There in position number 4 and looking for more is Warren Samoy there in 5th. See Joseph Brooks and Chris Hill both right there, looking to try to work themselves inside the top 5. Joey Price and Casey Durant back there in the 8th and 9th position, and Zane Lemire rounding out our top 10. As Patrick Lemire out in front, continuing to lead the way. That 2 ride, looking for a big run down through the middle. Here is the Flawless Auto Body number 2 machine, looking to try to jump up and battle door to door with that 86, but a good run off of quarter number 4 here. Going to keep Patrick Lemire out in front. He's actually starting to open up a little bit of a lead here, starting to open up a few car lengths down the back straightaway. Here is going to give himself some breathing room late in this race, knowing that he just needs to hit his marks, not make any mistakes, and just keep that 2 ride back there at bay. And he's able to pick up back-to-back wins here on the evening for a special evening here at Eldora Speedway. Maurice Meyer trying to track down our front 2 drivers as Joseph Brooks up into the outside wall there, trying to find himself a way around this 5H ride of Chris Hill in the 77 of Warren Samoy as he's trying to work himself inside the top 5. It's the caution flag late in this one gonna fly. The last thing our race leaders wanted to see was another caution flag here. Is I'm not even sure where this one might have came out. Might be Joey Price a little farther back here. Is Price trying to work himself right here inside the top 10 as he's working to the outside of the 43. Just gets up into the outside wall. The 85 slides up in front of him, gets a little bit of damage and just slightly loses it down the back straightaway, but not caution flag worthy here. And I don't really see anyone else spun out or around there, so I'm not sure if that was the caution flag or whatnot. It doesn't really show us here on this one, so a bit of a ghost caution flag to spice things up here. Is there some contact afterwards between the number 37 ride and the 185, as obviously those 2 drivers not very pleased with how each other have ran each other. So we got them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. The last thing that this 86 ride wanted to see was another green-white checkered finish. That's going to give PJ Popham, Maurice Meyer, Vernon Hill, Chris Hill another run and another attempt to try to knock him off the top spot. He's going to hit this restart perfectly, can't spin those rear tires, and he's going to try to catch the rest of the field a little flat-footed here. So expect something crazy out of this 86 ride, trying to get these drivers off their A game here on this restart as he sets the pace, and he sets when they fire here off of corner number 3 and 4. And he's going to be looking for a big run and a big jump here, trying to pick up the checkered flag again this evening as nice and easy down through corner number 4. He's going to get onto the lap battle here and looks for a good run here. Gets about a car length between himself and PJ Popham down into corner number 1 as PJ trying to track him back down, looking to try to size him up for a late race run here, trying to put himself into that top spot. It's Maurice Meyer right there in 3rd, unfortunately sliding backwards here from our top 2 drivers as Patrick Lemire at a corner number 4 is going to see that white flag fly. Here comes PJ Popham with the slide job down low, can't pull the trigger as a big run They're out of the high side for Patrick Lemire as Lemire going to lead us down the back straightaway into corner number 3 for the final time here this evening. Is out at corner number 4, going back to back here in the Montana iRacing League. It's Patrick Lemire picking up the checkered flag here again this evening at Eldora Speedway as he gets the win over PJ Popham and Maurice Meyer, rounding out our top 3. It's the 86 ride of Patrick Lemire going back to back here this evening, parking the 86 ride back up in victory lane here at Eldora Speedway with PJ Popham right there in second. Reese Meyer, Vernon Hill, Chris Hill rounding out our top 5 here in this one with Warren Samoy, Zane Lemire, Casey Duran, Merlin Sorensen, and Joseph Brooks rounding out the field here, or the top 10 here in this one. See the 86 ride. He's pretty pumped, doing some burnouts down there on the front straightaway. Unfortunately, more of a dirt out, no smoke coming out of those tires as the dirt is a little tougher to do, but he's going to pull her up into the Eldora Speedway victory lane for the second time here this evening. And we're going to get ready to pull in our race winner. I'm pretty pumped. Patrick Lemire here picking up back-to-back wins on the day, having himself a almost perfect evening at the racetrack as we'll get ready to pull him up into the broadcast booth here for his post-race interview. Hey Patrick, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
How's it going?
Not too bad, brother. Another win here, going back-to-back on the evening, man. Take us through this one and how you were able to get it done, as we saw some tough battling, some tough racing out there, and we saw you lead a lot of laps early on in this race there through the middle portion, though. You give up that top spot, you slide back a spot or two, but you're able to battle back and storm back up there to take this race lead back away. You're able to hold them off from that point on, but you had PJ Popham late in this race right there on your back bumper trying to knock you off this top spot. You're able to just hit your marks and keep that 86 right pointing in the right direction to bring it home here for back-to-back wins in the Montana iRacing League. Man, take us back through this race, and how does it feel to be back up here on victory lane?
Yeah, it was a pretty wild one. We used up the bottom at first, and then PJ got around me, and I was like, well, guess it's time to try the top. And that caution came out, and I was running 3 and 4, and I was like, all right, might have something. So that restart came out, and I stuck it up top, and I had some momentum, so that's where we stuck it the rest of the race, and it worked out for us.
Absolutely, a high side, definitely strong here late in this race, but at the start of this race, it's pretty racy out there here at Eldora, as we saw that inside lane working very, very strong for you. We saw, PJ and a few other drivers trying to use that outside lane, and unfortunately just wasn't as strong as the bottom side here, but through this race, the bottom side kind of faded away there. How quickly did you realize that, that bottom side probably wasn't going to be the way to get it done here in this one? And how did you make that quick decision to be able to jump up to the high side here? And also, how did you have this car set up to be able to run not only the bottom side, but also the high side here throughout the evening?
Well, the bottom was pretty tacky. I was running it in warm-ups, and it was pretty quick. So, we stuck it down there, and, PJ got around me. And, like I said, I tried that high side, and that caution came out. And from there, we decided to stick it up there. We were messing with the gears a little bit, and we finally just stuck with something. And, luckily it was set up just right. So we kept that momentum up top, and we're able to keep it.
Absolutely. That's the big thing, trying to find that perfect gear setting here for Eldora, knowing that, if the bottom side is good, you don't want to be too sluggish coming out of the corners, and being able to just keep that momentum up around this racetrack. And then if you're up on the high side, you don't want to be all over the chip and spinning those rear tires through the corners and everything else. And a difficult racetrack here this evening with a couple different good lanes, a couple different good runs for these drivers out there on the racetrack. But no better run than yourself here in this one, as you're able to park that 86 ride for back-to-back races up in the Eldora Speedway victory lane. Patrick, who would you like to thank for such a great run and another strong performance here tonight?
BBI, Gear Grabbers Garage, AutoWorks Repair and More, Warren for putting this broadcast on, admin, you for putting this broadcast on, and my girlfriend wants a shout out too, so I'll shout her out too.
Absolutely. Definitely got to get her in there. As Patrick, a great run and a great race as you were able to pick up back-to-back wins here this evening. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth tomorrow night as we get 2 more races tomorrow evening, and 2 more shots for you to pick up checker flags here again at Eldora. So far, unbeatable here this weekend.
Yeah, we got a pretty good set for the late, so I'm excited for it.
We look forward to it. Patrick, congratulations again, and we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack tomorrow night.
Let's make it 3 in a row.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Patrick Lemieux. Patrick picking up the win here in our second race of the evening, and back-to-back wins here, picking up the wins not only in the UMP Modifieds, but also picking up the win there in these Dirt Street Stocks, as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, the 2-rider, PJ Popham, coming home in position number 2. We're going to pull PJ up into the broadcast booth. Hey, PJ, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I got you.
PJ, man, a great run and a great drive here for you in this one. We saw you able to jump up and lead some laps there as you were able to jump up and make that pass on Patrick Lemieux, the only driver to be able to do so here this evening. But slowly but surely, he was able to find himself a way back around you, and you just couldn't quite find enough late in this race to make that move or make the move stick there to be able to take this win away from that 86 ride.
Yeah, car was okay. Been having some computer issues tonight, so just glad to finally finish the race.
Absolutely. We saw the tough break there in the UMP modified race when the car started to blink there. Obviously, drivers know where, didn't really know where you were on the racetrack, and then we saw you go around late in the race, and obviously having a bad time there in that one. But here in the Dirt Street Stocks, things looking up. The tube car looking very, very fast again, as you look very fast in those UMP modifieds. Just didn't get the finish to represent it, but you get the finish here in this one, one spot shy of the checkered flag, but you got to feel pretty good being able to keep a lot of fast cats back there behind you here still, and being able to stay right there on the back bumper of the 86 Ryan, giving him a run for his money late here in this race.
Yeah, it was just, riding around there, trying not to push it too bad. My VR headset, the right eye went out of it in the middle of the UMP, so I was racing with one eye for a while, and then it finally just disconnected completely. I didn't have the USB plugged in all the way, so got her back together for the streets and stuff, and like I said, the car wasn't great, but able to bring it home P2. So
absolutely a very solid points evening here for you in that 2-ride here in the Dirt Street Stocks. It's a great run and a great drive for you here in this one. PJ, who would you like to thank for another strong run and strong performance here this evening?
I just got to thank my teammates, Tommy, Joe, my dad, my sponsors, Pacer Sign and Design, Upfront Bodies, DM Race Engines, Elysian Salon, Realtor Dusty, Popham, Falls Casino, Knoll Transport, my fiance Katie, you for doing the broadcast, and Warren for putting on the league.
Absolutely, brother PJ. A great run and a great drive here for you in this one. Parking that 2-ride up here in position number 2. In the second race of the evening, as it's all 2s here for you this night, but unfortunately that is the end of the racing action for us here in this one. But we'll see you guys back if they're on the racetrack for 2 more races tomorrow night. You got the late models and the sprint cars, and we know you're always so treacherous there in those sprint cars, always so fast, always finding a way to the front of the field here, and I'm sure you're looking forward to a big race there in those sprint cars and a big race in the late models tomorrow evening.
Yes, I'm excited for both those. So we got a pretty good setup here for the track and the pro lates tomorrow, and of course, we're always pretty good in the sprints as long as we can keep it clean. Maybe I missed my pill, or I drew pill number 1 tonight and started on pole of heat 1 and missed it in the UMPs because of my computer stuff, and then I came from 5th here tonight. So hopefully we can get a good pill draw tomorrow, maybe start up front somewhere and start up front in the main.
Absolutely, those pill draws always so unreliable, but you gotta have that good heat race, and being able to start out towards the front of the field can set you up for a great evening here, and a lot less of a heavy workload, as we saw the heavy workload for you there in those UMP modifieds, coming from the 19th position up into second there for quite a while, looking like you were gonna have a very good run going from the the outhouse to the penthouse, and unfortunately things went astray there for you. But things looking up here in the second race of the evening as you come home in position number 2. PJ PJ, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you out there on the racetrack tomorrow night.
Thank you, Aaron. Have a good night.
You too. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our second place finisher, PJ Bopham. As PJ coming home here in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for that 2 machine. As our third place driver, Maurice Meyer. Unfortunately, I don't think Maurice has Discord, so we can't get Maurice up here into the broadcast booth, but a great run and a solid drive there out of that 57 ride, coming home in position number 3. A good run and a good drive for him here in this one. It's my boy Vernon Hill Jr. coming in with the like on the stream. I appreciate you, Vernon, coming in, showing the love here in this one. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unfortunately, we're going to call it there on that note. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming in and showing the love here throughout the evening. All the likes, the comments, the shares, any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers, and any of the star donators here throughout the evening. I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming in, showing the big love here throughout the evening. And we're going to be right back here tomorrow night for 2 more great big races and a lot of great racing action tomorrow night to be had. And we look forward to seeing each and every one of you back up here in the grandstands cheering on these drivers for their second series of the second set of series throughout this weekend, as this series slowly but surely coming to a close here. Only a couple more weekends left to go, so you don't want to miss out on any of the action, as you don't want to miss out on missing any of these final few races, and get your fix in here. And then before you know it, real life racing is going to get underway, and we'll see a bunch of these drivers here in the iRacing simulator head to the real life racetrack and duke it out there on the dirt tracks in Montana. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank y'all for tuning in. I'll catch y'all back here tomorrow evening. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.